Hello my friends, it is early April and it is a beautiful day out on the river. I'm super excited today because there's so much going on. It is my first time trying out this new kayak on the river. I've got my new Wilderness Systems Tarpon 120 that I bought off Facebook Marketplace earlier this year. So I'm in this right now. I bought this primarily for fishing rivers just like this. And it's my second time going out. I went out in a little lake by me nearby to test it out the other day, but this is its first real on the water use case scenario. So the river's pretty high right now. It's early April, but I'm excited to see if we can find some fish anyways. I'm tucked away in a little creek right now so that I don't wash down river as I'm trying to do our introduction here. But I've got two rods today. Another new pickup off Facebook Marketplace, the Cash and Icon swimbait rod, and I've got the Chop Block 8-inch on here. Super excited to throw that. And then I have the 5.8-inch little Kayak on here, weedless on a second rod. I'm still blowing into the grass here a little bit. We've got a little bit of wind today. Water's gonna be high and muddy. Maybe I'll switch this guy out for a chatterbait or a spinner or something, depending on if that can get any action. It's a little clear here in the creeks, but we're gonna head upriver, see if we can find some spots where the current's not moving so fast, find some fish hiding in there, and see if we can find some pike and smallmouth. Super excited. It's gonna be a great day. Let's get to it. Well, I'm having a ton of fun exploring this creek. Unfortunately, log blocked me off, but I'm definitely going to be back here. Doesn't look like I'm getting too much action right now, but as it warms up a little bit, fish are definitely going to be here on these sandy flats here. It's absolutely beautiful too. This is exactly my type of water. These deep cuts here, lots of cover, sandy flats. It's got all sorts of good habitat. Maybe I'm just not fishing it right today, or they're just not here right now. They're gonna be here in a little bit when it's a little warmer. All right, no luck in that creek. Let's move upriver. There's a huge difference in the ability of this boat to move upstream in this current, which is exactly what I was looking for. I'm upgrading from like a cheap Walmart kayak that I use for all my fishing. Got me on the water. I absolutely have no complaints about it as a $300 kayak, but it was definitely hard to paddle up against current often and didn't track very well, which is a big part of the fishing that I do in current like this. So that is definitely exactly what I was looking for in this boat, and it's great to see that it makes these runs up the river when it's high much easier, because that can be a huge pain paddling a Walmart kayak when the current's ripping. You're going all over the place, sweating, breathing, can't fish. Probably should have fished that more thoroughly right in there, but we'll come back to it. Now I believe that this is the same creek, just a different branch. So let's get in here. Current's moving right here. Yeah, I definitely think it makes sense that these creeks would hold some fish, especially as the current's high. I mean, you know, the other place would be if they're tucked down in the bottom of the center of these rivers, which I can't really fish for. With the current pushing me around, I can't really fish low and slow in the middle of a river out of this vessel. Maybe some people can, but I don't think that's really feasible for me right now. So I'm gonna explore these sections where I'm hoping that they're tucked up against the bank or up in these creeks, and hopefully we can find some fish there. I don't have a ton of time today. I don't have very much time at all today. Only have about 2 hours, unfortunately, but I was really wanted to get out here, and now that I see the water, I'm so glad that I did. And hopefully we can still get on some fish in our limited amount of time we have. Oh no. Not a hard enough hook set. That's our first fish. First fish seen, felt. I couldn't tell if it was a fish, so I didn't really set the hook hard enough. So I thought I was going to be spending my time on the main river today, but I didn't know that it was going to be an option to go back in these creeks. So as I said, the only time that I've ever fished this place is when it's been much lower than this. So it was never an option to go back in these creeks at all. They were just trickles. So I'm super excited to be able to explore these spots. This is awesome. This is a whole new world of fishing. This is a whole different style. Not a different style, but you know, being back here, shallow. It's clear even though the water's high. It's awesome. As I'm completely doing silly things with my glide bait here. Focus up, gotta focus up on my fishing here. But I'm trying to enjoy the sights as well. See what the depth is. I can see the bottom here. It looks like, I don't know, maybe like 3 feet of visibility. So, you know, in the other stretch of creek, I was planning on tying on something with a little bit of reflection, a little bit of flash, but back here I don't think it's necessary. So I'm not sure whether I want to tie it on and fish it anyways, or what the plan is. Stick with what I've got. We got one bite on it so far, on the paddle tail, but we could keep working this or switch it up, I'm not sure. There's got to be some big pike hiding out back here. For sure. All right, well, we hit a pretty serious log jam here, so I think this is going to be the point where I turn around. I was moving my way upstream a pretty good ways. I switched out to the spinner, see if that worked a little bit better. Haven't had any luck, and I'm feeling the water, and it is cold, man. That's probably that's probably my answer there. It might be my lures, might be my fishing, might be the time of day, whatever. But I think they might not be up in these creeks like I was hoping they might. yet, maybe. Hopefully as it warms up, some of these big smallmouth and pike will move up in here. So it just looks so fishy. Really just looks like incredible habitat. So it's an incredible stretch, but I think for the time being, I'm gonna fish my way back down the creek a little bit, move along downriver, and then when we get to the mouth where I did have that one bite, the water is pretty different. It's still and calm at the mouth of this creek and a good bit dirtier. I'll try throwing around the spinner, try some other lures, because that was the only place that we saw any action so far today. So we're gonna go back there and see if hopefully there, where we've got a patch of calm water where this flows in, is where some fish are actually hiding today. Because while this creek looks absolutely incredible, haven't seen any signs of life yet. So I think maybe it might be a little bit more active as it warms up a little later in the season. This kayak is phenomenal right now. I didn't really talk about it heading up, but man, it probably would have taken me twice as long or something in the old kayak and a lot more effort to get up this river. Doesn't really look like the current's moving here, but you know, as you're moving up, it's moving, and you know, I'm going at a steady clip coming back right now, just moving with the current. So it definitely is a considerable upgrade. It's very nice. Day 2, we're back again. I'm just gonna continue this video because I don't want to end it with no fish. We're right there and I know we can find them. There we go. Little guy, but he's feisty. Nice. Nice. That is my first fish on the swim bait rod, not throwing a swim bait, throwing the spinner bait. That's a pretty fish. That is my first smallmouth of 2026. Yes, on the spinnerbait. Look at that. Nice, healthy little fish. Beautiful. Whew, that's awesome. Man, that water is cold, but they're still biting. Awesome. That was a grind for that fish, but we managed to finally get one in the boat, and couldn't be happier with that. So as you guys may or may not be able to tell, we're back out here about a week later, and the river is down pretty significantly. So I'm able to be out on the main river today. I've been out for a little while now, a couple hours, and just finally found the first fish. I had a bite earlier, but did not manage to hook him. 2 bites actually, that I fumbled on. And then we just managed to land our first fish. Our first smallmouth of 2026, and my second bass. I've only been able to land 1 largemouth so far. So it's been a slow start of the year, but things are looking up now. We've got a little bit of action. We are able to find one on this spinnerbait, moving pretty quick. So I was throwing a jig and little minnow, all sorts of different stuff. So since we just got one on this, we'll keep throwing this for a little bit, move up the river still some more, and see what we can find. Hopefully we can get some more fish in the boat today before we gotta head back. We moved a good bit up the main river, found another beautiful creek to explore. Same deal as the other ones, even though we're here a week later. Doesn't seem like there's much fish in here yet, but this is gonna be so much fun to explore when there are fish in here. Catch the fish up on these deep banks and these shallow sandy areas. This is a great area. It's gonna be so much fun. Absolutely beautiful in here. So exploring these little creeks has really just been incredible in this. I think I said it the other day as well, but moving through here is so easy and quick. I was able to go up against the current. You can see how fast it's moving me right now with barely any paddling. I'm really zooming down this little creek, but that was not something that would be easy to do in the other boat. And it's really allowing me to explore much easier like this, which is great. It's still a long paddle, especially after all winter to get all the way up here, but it's doable, especially if we start getting on some more fish. You know, this is mostly a learning expedition, definitely trying to catch some fish, but my focus is on checking out these new spots with these water levels in a way that I've never seen, and seeing where they might be, seeing where they're at right now. And then as the water temps warm up, hopefully we'll see them back here some more. This is also great trout habitat. This is a really cool creek. So hopefully we can catch some trout back here, and then also throw on some big trout looking swim baits and see if we can catch some big smallmouth and pike on some trout imitators. Do a double whammy there. All right, well, we're heading back downstream now. We're going with the current, which is good, but against the wind, which is not. We were able to find some fish today. We got a couple that we missed. I think that in retrospect was a drag problem on my rod. I was going to set the hook and the drag was slipping. But we managed to land our first smallie of 2026 and explore a ton of new water, so I count that as a huge win. I had a great time today. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along as well, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good one, and thanks for watching.